Alrighty, and we are live, everybody. Welcome to Sirius on Stream with the Oh Snap Sirius and Nadja's Anime Podcast. I am Sirius Hauser. With me, as always, is the beautiful Nadja Bloom. How you doing today, Nadja?
I'm doing good today. How are you going? I can't speak, apparently. I don't know how to speak English. But how are you guys doing? I'm doing good.
Excellent, excellent. So glad to hear that. We are God doing good today. I will say so myself right now. I'm totally messing with you. It's all good there. Hello, Bad Girl Bree. Hello, Rusher Liz. Hello, TV Killer. Good to see y'all again today. Hope y'all are doing well this fine Sunday afternoon. And we're starting off strong today with a random Bean Boozled Fiery Bean. Let's do this thing. Let's see if we get a Daffy Duck mode off the bat over here. Getting pretty close. We got a cayenne pepper this morning, so let's see what we got here. Oh my goodness me. And Stressed Librarian, welcome to the party today. How you doing? Oh my goodness, look at all the people out here this morning. Got the whole neighborhood lining up for us today, I think, Nadja. Oh my goodness me. Yes, indeed. Great to see everybody around here. How y'all doing today? Stressed is here indeed. Glad to have you around again. What's going on? Oh my goodness. And as for now, I'm trying to get burned by a cayenne pepper over here. They do not play fair early on, I warn you. Even on my podcast, they still try to find ways to bully me, I assure you.
That's the way you do it.
Exactly. Exactly, but it's all good. It only goes downhill the further you go into VTubing, I assure you. But it's all worth it in the end over here. Doing good? Excellent. So glad to hear that. It's better that you're good and not stressed today, am I right? Anyways. Oh my goodness me. There's a femboy on my screen. Hello, Lily. How you doing today? I sure hope you're talking about me in this case and not about Nadja. Because there's not... Let's see, there's only one femboy on stage over here at this point. I mean, what?
I mean, what? So you do admit that you are a fanboy. Can't you 4K?
You saw nothing? You saw nothing over here. I deny everything about this. I deny everything. You can't prove a damn thing. I'm not gonna sit here and be slandered by you jackals. This interview's over. This interview is over. I mean, wait. Never mind. I can't walk away from my own show like this. She can be a femboy if she wants to be, they said. Oh my goodness. How you doing today, Lily? Good to have you all around here. Hello, Rusher Liz. Oh my goodness. Y'all are too much. I swear to God. But I hope everyone's enjoying yourselves so far. We are about roughly 15 days away from Christmas, when you think about it. It's not that far off now.
Oh my god, that's so close. I didn't even think about that, but that's true.
I know, right?
So close.
It's one of the things you don't really think about until it's that close to the holiday season. You start hearing all the music in town. You see the decorations. You see the lights there. You get the presents there. You're going home just relaxing for a while. It's okay. It's only the 10th right now. It's only the 10th. 15 days to Christmas. What are we going to do?
And right? Especially when I haven't even finished my Christmas shopping yet. And it's like, it's fine. And then it's like,
I know,
the day
right?
before Christmas, it's like, it's not fine.
Exactly. This is not fine. We're in the house. We're in that house on fire with the dog. And it's still just,
That's me every day, every holiday when it comes to Christmas shopping, because I always do my Christmas shopping the day before Christmas, and everything is always so chaotic.
Yep, and the next thing you know, it's not fine, and then you're in even worse shape than ever before.
Right.
And then, oh my goodness me. I love Christmas. I love Christmas too, Librarian. It's so good to hear. So good to hear that too. Let's see. Don't remind me, so special as well. I'm reminding you right now. Get your stuff together because no one else is going to do it for you. I'm afraid. Let's see. Get it together. Get your shopping done. Do what you got to do. Because I am nowhere near done my shopping yet, and I still got about roughly 10, 15 people to shop for.
That's crazy.
And it's going to be even harder as we go. But, see, I'm still broke, says TV Killer. I hear you there. I think we all are at this point, though. We're all just varying degrees of broke in one way or another. Because if you're not broke to some degree or another, you're just in denial. I think. Let's be honest about that.
I mean, as we usually say at work, if you're the Lulu, that's usually the Solulu.
It's literally the what now? Sorry.
If you're the Lulu, delusional, that's usually the Solulu solution.
That's true. That's true. Oh my goodness, me. Let's see. Liz says I shop after Christmas. Oh my god, what's your family gonna think in that case then? Stress Librarian says the house looks like a Hallmark movie. Oh no. Not one of those made-for-TV Hallmark movies. Help me, I'm stuck in a Hallmark production. Someone get us out of here. Although there are worse things to have happened to you, like being stuck in a Michael Bay movie. And having explosions go around you every which way.
I mean, that's fair though.
Let's see, Lily says I'm almost broke out emotes coming soon though. Very nice. I'll send pics out in Discord.
Yes,
Gotcha.
we like emotes.
We do love emotes, yes indeed. So nice going on the emotes there, Lily. Glad to hear that happening. I don't care about those moochers, says Liz. So Liz, are you sure not Ebenezer Scrooge in disguise? If I get a bah humbug out of you, I swear to God. Ekrivane, welcome to the party. How you doing? Good to see you again, my friend. Ekrivane says Sirius.
Nice to see you too.
Ekrivane saying Sirius, Nadja, Ekrivane, welcome. Christmas is the reason I'm broke. I hear you there. Same with my hobbies and same with VTubing in general. Same with everything else as well, and just general life expenses.
Like, we didn't choose a sheep hobby, but it will be worth it in the end. And then just Christmas is coming up, and it's like,
Exactly. But it's like this though. We didn't choose the VTubing life. The VTubing life chose us. Let's be real about it, because that's the honest to God truth about it in the first place.
I mean, that's true.
Oh my goodness me. But let's see. Anywho, let's see. Shall we get started on our discussion today? Because we got right back into Death Note, and boy, did it pick up in a hurry. It really got off the ground in a hurry with the next couple episodes. Because we're now about...
This entire part of Death Note is probably one of my absolute favorites in the entire series because so much happens, and it's just crazy.
It really does, because they've dispensed with the whole Light versus L stuff going on there. There's still hints of it here and there, but most of the tension's being taken away from that now in lieu of something else entirely. Because, oh boy. So
I just want to start as an introduction question. What is your thoughts about Misa?
About Misa, my thoughts about her, she's adorable for sure. I'm not gonna lie there, because she's supposed to be. But at the same time, oh my god. It's like, you're making so many mistakes on this front that you're gonna get the both of them, you guys killed. You're gonna get Light and yourself killed.
Yeah.
You're doing all this to get somebody's affection. You don't even know this person, so it's essentially the person who's gone from being a model, who almost got killed by a parasocial stalker, who got saved by a parasocial stalker, to becoming a parasocial stalker. It's a never-ending cycle of parasocialism over here, I swear to God.
Exactly.
Like, it's like...
As soon as she meets Light, she's like, oh my god, I found you, Yukita, you saved my parents, and I love you for that, and I just fell in love with you at first sight, and Light is just like, what is up with this girl?
It's like, who the fuck are you, and why are you at my house?
Exactly.
Let's see. Oh my goodness me. And it's just like, I don't know. It's like, I get there's obsession, and then there's Misa's obsession. And if you're trying to get away with, killing scores of people in public, you're going about it the exact wrong way of doing this, because you're going to get both yourself and Light Yagami killed, or arrested, or something's going to happen, and the next thing you know, you're going to wind up in jail or far worse.
And that's just like the entertaining part about Misa though, because like she's obviously very pretty and a model and everything like that, but it's always like it feels like she plays more dumb than when she actually is, because like with the entire code that she sends to the police or a message in general, and she
Yeah.
says that she want to go to a stadium to meet Kira there, and everyone is focusing on that date, and Light can decipher a code that's actually on the 22nd, I think it was.
That's right. Yeah,
She
the
was gonna
22nd
be
of
in
May.
Aoyama. Yeah. And she was gonna be in Aoyama, and then there they could exchange notebooks to see each other's Shinigami and things like that. So the police would not be able to pick up on that if they didn't know specifically how the powers of the Death Notes actually works.
Precisely, and that's how Light picks up on the whole thing right then and there. Because while L's looking at that bit there, Light just going, yeah, let's see, 22nd in Aoyama, swapping notebooks at the Note Blue Club. And that's another interesting thing that I noticed as well, because that's one of the things that translated into Japanese as well. Because the Note Blue apparently sounds very similar to Aoyama in Japanese.
Oh yeah, that's actually true.
Which honestly is very clever. I didn't watch the dubbed version of it, so I wonder how they translated that thing into the English version. But from a Japanese perspective, that's very cleverly done.
It is, yeah.
Using
And
the
I feel like it's probably one of those things. I watched it the first time dubbed, but I can't really remember how they did. But I just think they just took Aoyama and then just took the name like Blue Note. I don't think they did like, any special like translation for it. They just kind of went straight with the how the Japanese said it. But that would probably be a point I just flew over people's head.
exactly, yeah, and that would have made things a bit difficult to translate that way. But as long as they got it done in a believable way, that would have made things a whole lot simpler, I think. So, and let's see here. So what happens there? So, as you'd expect from L and the others, they have the whole place in Aoyama bugged up. But the way that Light goes about getting the whole undercover operative, I think his name was Matsui, the other undercover officer.
Yeah, Matsuda, or his cover
Matsuda.
name is Matsui.
Yeah, Matsuda. Yeah, that's the guy. Never mind. And he has a whole bunch of his friends from school come by there and has Matsuda pose as his cousin, which is very freaking clever in Light's eyes. Because nobody would suspect that.
Works, though.
But it's also a way of keeping out of sight of the police in case they happen to see an exchange of Shinigami or anything else out there, that sort of thing. Let's see, the trouble is though that Misa's traveling in disguise is in the cafe, and just immediately with the eyes of the Shinigami spots him like that.
Yeah,
And
because with the eyes of the Shinigami, you cannot see the lifespan of another user or Shinigami themselves, so you don't know when they're gonna die, but you see their name. So she can immediately spot who is the one with the lifespan that she cannot detect. So she's like, oh, okay, he's the one that's Kira.
Precisely, yeah, and Rem does make a point of mentioning that too on Misa as well when they're discussing the functions of the eyes of the Shinigami earlier and stuff like that, which is kind of interesting when you think about it too, because it's almost like a way of spotting somebody in the crowd. Like it's kind of like when you go into public and you ever get a sort of a sixth sense about certain people, like it's like, okay, this person likes that stuff there, this person's into this sort of thing, or this person's maybe like into that particular hobby by the way they dress, the way they walk, the way they comport themselves in public. You know what I mean? That sort of way of reading people.
Yeah. I know what you mean, because I'm also a very observant person in general. So, like, I can see based on like fashion sense or things like that if what people could be like have to kind of hobbies, because you know some people that are LGBTQ have a very special way of dressing, especially here in Sweden, and I'm sure in the United States too. But you can just kind of see if they use like alternative clothing styles and things like that to be like, oh, okay, they're probably like LGBTQ.
Exactly, and speaking of alternate clothing styles, that's how Misa avoids detection in the first place too. She has a whole wig on, glasses and stuff like that to try and keep herself out of sight because she's also an up and coming fashion model. So she doesn't want to keep herself, visible or anything like that. And let's see, on top of all that, it's ultimately what's going to wind up doing here at some point, which we'll discuss later on in other episodes too. But it's also interesting too because Light makes a point of mentioning when he looks at Misa there that he couldn't find out how she managed to avoid detection apart from being in disguise.
Mm-hmm.
And also, by the same token, though, let's see, despite having just seen Light Yagami in public and probably getting some sort of a visual read on him, she can't find pictures of him online anywhere. And I often wonder about that too. It's like, didn't you just see the guy though? Couldn't you figure out a way of, it's like he's got brown hair, has a sort of a gaunt look about him, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, I also find it very interesting that Light in himself, like, he just have a very unique name. So if you just know his name, especially when Misa is like, oh, like Yagamitsuki, and it's like, oh, it's spelled like moon, but it's pronounced like light. Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
And yeah, I just find it very, very ironic in a sense that when you need a name to kill someone, if you don't have the Shinigami eyes, you have a very unique name. So.
Exactly, and that can be there aren't many people with English sounding names in Japanese either, so that's that's basically a way of sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, sure.
So and that's it exactly. So she winds up looking him up there, and let's see, gets his address, goes to his house, and just like knocks on the door is in the middle of the night, and it's kind of funny how Light's previous excuse of having not been around for when working with the police is explained away by him having a girlfriend or something like that. And then as soon as she arrives there, he passes her off as the girlfriend he was talking about. So convenient, if not lucky, timing on his part.
Yeah, it's very convenient timing, especially when it's just like that he can also make the excuse later to his family being like, oh, can you keep this away from dad because she's actually an upcoming model, so I don't want this to go public, really.
Exactly, yeah. And then this is where the whole introductions begin, and I can only imagine what must have been going on through Light's head at this point in time, because he's got this girl who's basically almost gotten him exposed multiple times now with the police, has screwed up his entire plans to begin with, has made things about 1,000 times more difficult, and there she is in his bedroom, sitting on his chair with both their Shinigami sitting next to each other, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Why are you doing this to me? Why me? Why now?
Yeah, exactly. And it's always going on about, like, we can't be seen together or you actually dumb.
Exactly. Like, I don't get it. Like, there's obsession and there's Misa. I've said it once before, but it's worth saying again. She just does not get it. She will just keep on. It's absolutely absurd.
She doesn't get it.
It's like, if you want to be a murderer and go around doing this sort of thing with people, this isn't the way of doing it. But then again, if you're basically a stalker fan trying to go after your crush, then I suppose that works in that way. But you're going to wind up getting into even worse trouble than before.
I mean, it's kind of weird how her obsession works with her being so parasocial with Light. Just because, like, yeah, he killed like the killer that killed her parents, but like. Her obsession is to the point of worship, which is like as soon as she meets him, she's like giving him her death note and being like, yeah, you can take it. I can't kill you without this. I don't have any pages. You can use me however you want to. I just want you to love me. And it's like, that's not how love works.
No, it isn't. This is just lust and outright obsession. Like at that point, I would have just taken the death note and just backed the fuck out the window and jumped at that point and ran.
I mean, I feel like that's almost what's going through Light's head though, because he's almost immediately like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, but I can use her to my advantage. That's fine. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like she's also a ticking bomb, so I will need to kill her very soon.
Exactly. Once he's able, let's see, she offers to kill L for him as well, which is handy in that regard because she has the eyes of the Shinigami. And he agrees to play the part and do his thing there. And he has this nasty grin on his face at the end of the episode right there. And he's like,
Yeah, when
I
he
will,
gives her a hug and he's
yeah.
like, I won.
He's like, I'll kill L, I'll kill the task force, and then I'll kill her afterwards. And it'll
Mm-hmm.
all work out in the end. It's just like, it's at that point in time I think we see Light at his true self right then and there. Just like this, with all the veneer of sophistication and composure just taken away entirely. That's him at his core at this point, though. He's just an utterly unhinged psychopath.
Yeah, he is.
A,
And he's
a
always
functioning one,
been
yeah.
that.
Yep. There's like, as people have often said, though, there's a fine line between genius and psychopathy, and this guy walks with both feet firmly on either side of that fence.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. And I also like how it continues with being like, because Rem, Misa's Shinigami, she's very smart, and I feel like
Mm-hmm.
at like when it comes to seniority and things like that, it feels like Rem is older than Ryuk, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like she knows what he's up to because she can kind of read his actions,
Yep.
and she cares a lot for Misa. She's like, if you try and kill Misa or hurt her in any way, I will kill you. And like,
Exactly.
fuck.
Precisely, and that is one of the things I wanted to mention too, because he mentions this right there in front of a Shinigami, no less. Again, for all of Light's calculating moves and whatnot too, it is a bad idea to threaten somebody who's sworn to protect her in front of them.
Right?
It's like, that's a Shinigami right there. You do not threaten anybody's familiar in front of them. You just don't do that.
No, especially when Rem is just kind of like, yeah, I can do whatever I want because I'm a Shinigami. I can kill L if you want to. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But don't hurt Misa. And he's like, wait, do you mean I have to stick around with Misa for the rest of my life? And it's like, yeah.
Pretty much. So essentially, you've got this parasocial stalker who you're now effectively married to at this point, and you can't get out of it. Which makes things about a million times worse. Let's see.
It also makes it a million times funnier.
It really does, doesn't it? It's so good. Let's see. And it's like what Liz says here. It's like Julius Caesar at the end there. It's like waiting to get backstabbed at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point, Liz. Well done on that one. And then of course, meanwhile, the let's see, L's continuing to scour the videotapes for any evidence to find answers on Aoyama, and then has Mogi keeping an eye on Light in the meantime. And also, Misa wasn't entirely stupid, though, when it came to covering her tracks, though. She used the bullet train to get around and send the tapes all across the country. She sent stuff from Nagano, from Tokyo, from Aoyama, other spots across Japan. Which, again, is a pretty clever way of doing stuff. So, and considering she's a model, she probably travels a lot, too.
Yeah, that's true.
So
and
that-
the fact that she also used her friend
Yes.
to pick up all of the videotapes as well. So
Mm-hmm.
they don't have any of her fingerprints on them. So if they would scan it, they would not lead back to her.
Precisely, yeah. That's so true, Liz. Liz says it's a marriage of inconvenience. I couldn't have said it better myself. Well done, Liz. That's absolutely true.
I mean,
It's
like, Misa would be living the dream of her stalker best life, and Light would be just suffering.
Precisely. She has brought darkness to his light in that sense. Oh my goodness me. So, let's see. So on top of all that, though, so Light makes the bargain with Misa to have the message saying that she'll send one more tape to the police saying she'll stop trying to meet with Kira to share the power of the Shinigami with others to throw the investigation off. And of course, Misa's like, "Then you'll date me once a week, right?" It's like, no, we can't do that. We gotta stay away from sight here. And further compounding issues is that he's already talking to somebody on campus and trying to pass her off as his girlfriend.
Yeah, and I also it's just so creepy with her obsessive behavior of being like, if you date anyone that's not me, I will kill them. And it's like, whoa, calm down, Yandere.
Yeah.
Fine.
Uh-huh. Precisely. And then it's like, I got your death note here. You can't do shit to me now.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just creepy how her Shinigami eyes just glows red and she just looks crazy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Just pretty but fucking crazy. And in some instances pretty but stupid. And let's see, furthermore, this move that Light suggests, though, ends up having the exact opposite effect in one way, because once the final message from Misa arrives, posing as the second Kira, this just throws even more suspicion onto Light, because it's like, it's too sudden of a change. You know what I mean? Because at this point in time, it's like they've gone around killing so many people now, and now they're gonna suddenly stop. It's like too many questions, not enough answers, and Elle's on that like flies on crap.
Yeah, and I just love how Elle just sees through the entire thing, like just like that, because Light just thinks it will throw off the investigation, but he's immediately like, "Oh, okay, fuck, they're working together now, are they? That's not good, but we can at least figure that one out. So if we can catch the second Kira, that could lead us to Kira."
Exactly, and furthermore, Elle also deduces that the second Kira was told to say this by the real Kira, so he already figured out what was going on to begin with. And I can only assume this happened because for one thing, I'm guessing that's Light had to think in the moment right then and there. He's got this crazy person at his house he's got to try and deal with now, so he's got to think of a plan on the spot, though, and even the sharpest mind is going to have a hard time thinking of a plan on the fly.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially when they're under that kind of pressure. Because you got to maintain their cover, got to maintain your cover, you got to keep the police thinking that you're on their side, and just it all starts to fall apart pretty quickly. So you can't afford to make too many mistakes. The trouble is, it just happens way too often now. Like,
I mean, like, the stakes are just getting higher. Like, you need to focus so that Misa doesn't get caught, so you don't get caught. If you fuck up in any kind of scenario, you will get caught. And if you fuck up any other way, Rem will kill you.
Exactly.
You're not winning, son.
Exactly. You are in deep shit, son. And furthermore, it's a mess of his own making right now. It's like you want to play God and make yourself a perfect heaven. You found yourself in hell. In the worst of the worst possible sort.
Without God of death. That's what you get.
Yep, exactly. This is what happens when you try to play God and do your own thing and decide I'm the arbiter of basically judge, jury, and executioner. It just doesn't work that way.
No.
Eventually, things catch up with you, and let's see. Furthermore, let's see. Ryuk also mentions that a Shinigami can't tell a person's name to someone who has a death note, but there's no restriction against Rem killing anybody. So basically, Light bargains with Rem to kill L, promising to make her happy in the meantime. So it's very interesting to say the least where this is going now.
Yeah, because it's like Rem, in retrospect, she just despises Light to her entire core. She's like, "You're disgusting."
Yep.
But she also kind of just wants what's best for Misa, and Misa just says that she's madly in love with him, and she's like, "Ew, why?" But
I know, right?
I'm like, fine.
It's like, you like this asshole so much, fine, I'll protect him, but the second he messes up, that's it. I'm taking him out.
Yeah.
And So the whole offer begins to go through here, where Rem offers to kill L, and all he needs is a time and a place now. And so, on top of all that too, let's see, Misa also gives Light a personal cell phone, and she has several on her person too, which comes into play later on. And all the while, though, Misa will not stop going on about romantic stuff in the middle of all this.
As we said, she does not get it.
Precisely. It's like, this is not a game we're playing here. You are in grave danger. So, let's see, at that point, Light gives Misa a big long kiss, and let's see, to keep her quiet, sends her home, and then says to Ryuk that he needs to keep her in love with him in order to keep her on his side now. Because if the plan's going to go through, it's got to work out in one way or another. And the other thing too, which made me really feel for L on this one too, is that L actually said that he considered Light as a friend in that case.
Yeah, and like that just kind of hits you because like you realize how lonely, in a sense, L must be with being this genius that he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that close with that many people, but he has a lot of connections that he's like familiar with, but he doesn't have close friends.
Exactly.
So being like, yeah, you're actually my friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, ooh, oh, I feel so bad for you. You deserve
I know.
better.
I know. And on top of all that too, Light behind the scenes just callously says that he's playing at it to begin with.
Yeah.
And that just makes it hurt so much worse, though, because it's like, L's a good guy. He has this really funny way about him, but at the same time, he just wants to genuinely help people.
Yeah, and I mean, even if he doesn't go about everything in a good way, that he doesn't tell everyone what they need to know, he just wants what's best for everyone involved, and he just have a very, very hard time of trusting people in general.
Precisely, and that's a necessary thing if you're going to be a world famous detective who also can't afford to have their cover blown.
Yeah. So that's totally understandable why he is the way he is.
And almost forgot too. This whole after all that happens there in the previous episode, as Light's trying to make his way back home, trying to keep out of sight. That's when Misa finds him and glomps him in the middle of the street there, and Mogi sees the whole thing go down. And it's like, I'm like, you are so screwed, buddy. Like, it's not even funny at this point.
And I just love Mogi because he's always in the background, but he's always doing such a good job.
Yeah, exactly. And furthermore, that one other note that Light mentioned too was also he's like, this is the first time I actually want to hit a woman, he says. Which I'm not gonna lie though, like I'm in the same boat it's Light, but that actually was pretty funny in that sense, because considering what Misa's been doing so far, I'm pretty sure we all want to hit her at this point.
I mean, yeah, that's valid, because like Misa, like in terms of just her personality and aura, like she is very cute, but at the same time it's just like, I want to punch you in the face.
Precisely. And for those out there, do not hit women. Do not ever hit women. I don't care what happens there, just do not do it, please.
Yeah, of course, don't hit women. That's not a good thing.
Precisely. Let's see, but
fictional women.
Let's see, but if they are psychopaths trying to kill you, all bets are off. Let's see, but anyways, where are we now at this point? So now we have the whole plan with Light planning on killing Ellen in, let's see, the very next day or so. And let's see, the trouble is though, while Ella's examining clues and goes over the whole thing with like all the various fibers and the snack crumbs, he just out of the blue addresses Chief Yagami and says, listen, if I die in the next couple of days, your son is Kira.
Yeah, and I just love how he deduces that of being like, yeah, that sounds logical. Like he's just
Mm-hmm.
gonna be Kira if that happens from everything that we know so far. So
Mm-hmm.
heads up, Chief. And he's like, what the fuck? What do you mean? My son, is he not cleared yet?
Yup.
Do you still suspect him? And he's like, yeah.
It's like, yeah, pretty much. That's basically the whole thing going on right there. Let's see, Elle's obsession with sweets rivals my own, says Liz. Exactly, yes. I hear you there on that one, Liz. Let's see.
Same. I have such a big sweet tooth. Like
Same
Hell's
here.
obsession with sweets. Like
It,
yes, that's actually my own sweet tooth.
exactly. It goes like a whole box of fucking donuts and stuff like that, too, in the blink of an eye. And I can't say I blame him either on that one. I would do this. I do the same thing, too. Let's see. Marcy says, hi, everyone. Hello, Marcy. How you doing today? Let's see. And you... Let's see. Okay, DM. Yes, you can. You can DM. I'm just going to be a while. I might not get to you until after the show, unfortunately. But I'll get back to you soon. Let's see. Welcome back, Marcy. Let's see. But yeah, go ahead and DM. I'm just going to be a little while. It'll probably be until after the show when I respond to you because I'm in the middle of stuff at the moment, though. But go ahead and DM if you want to. It'll be fine. I assure you. But let's see. But yeah, sorry. Where were we? But yeah, I think Elle speaks for a lot of us there. Same with Liz with our obsession with sweet foods because. But let's see. Can't kind of it's a quick thing. You do a quick thing if you can. It's all good right now. Enjoy the show. Let's see. I'll do the best I can. But hang on a second here. Let's see, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, but let's see. I'll take care of that for you as soon as I can. No worries, Marcy. Let's see. Anyways, sorry about that. Where were we? But yeah, sweets are just such a big thing when it comes down to it, though. Like I can relate on that thing too. Just like eating a whole thing with a whole thing full of donuts. I've eaten like entire things full of Oreos or a whole bag full of Twix before at times.
I mean, yeah, sweets and snacks in general, like it's such a big part of culture for sweets because like we created fika so we can always eat sweets and pastries. Just have an
Exactly.
excuse.
Precisely. It's like what's the point of life if you don't have sweets at this point anyway? You know what I mean?
Right?
And it's kind of like what it's like what this one comedian Jim Gaffigan said, where it's like, you ordered it for your tooth. It's funny 'cause it's going straight to your ass. It's like I think your ass owes your tooth an explanation right now.
Right?
He likes a little coffee in his sugar, says Liz. Exactly.
But that's me. Every time I drink coffee, I feel so related. With
Yep.
the way he puts in way too much sugar, but it's like I relate to that because coffee is disgusting.
Let's see, exactly. Mars says the fact that I just came back from Wonka's an insane coincidence. Nice. Hope the movie was good, by the way. I heard it was a musical or something like that, too. Or something to that effect with Timothée Chalamet and whatnot. But I agree with you there entirely, though. If I'm going to drink coffee with... I'm just going to take like a whole mound of sugar and just pour a tiny bit of coffee on top.
Right? And I agree with you, Liz. I eat sugar cubes as well when I
Same.
really need sugar.
Same here. I love sugar cubes. I'll take like a whole skewer and just put sugar cubes on them right there and eat them like s'mores on a marshmallow or on a thing. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
forget the graham crackers and the marshmallows. I just take sugar cubes and put them over an open fire. This man described a frappe. Exactly. Dangerous Bliss, how are you today? Welcome to the chat. How's it going? Thank you so much for coming on to the show. We're just discussing Death Note as well as Elle's obsession with sweets. You know, all that fun stuff and all that happy horse shit going on. I never gotten to eat sugar cubes. Let's see. Do yourself a favor, Stress Librarian. Go to a convenience store, get some Domino sugar cubes there, and just get yourself a whole box of them and just eat there. So you're doing good. How about you? Doing so far so good. Glad to have you around today. So man, they made Willy Wonka hot. How dare they? Well, Timothée Chalamet's a good-looking guy. What can I say? He's awesome. Oh my goodness, it's just sugar, exactly. God damn it, Marcy. I'd Wonka on his willy, she says. What is going on?
Valid.
What is going on over here? What is this devolved into? Let's see, just Papa Cuban having a craving. You see, that's the problem, though, is I can't just have one of those things. I will down the entire box in one sitting. That's my problem. It's like, I admit that, I admit it, I'm a pig when it comes to food. I will definitely do that. But yeah, back to the point, though, L does put way too much sugar in his coffee, but that's relatable. We do want to have a little coffee with our sugar.
That's so true, though.
But anyway, sorry, I went on a bit of a tangent there. I'm sorry. We went away from the bitterness of death and into the sweetness of L.
Right.
Let's see. So L suspects that he's in danger from the whole thing there, and he's wagering that if he gets killed soon, it'll figure out that Light Yagami is actually Akira. So that'll basically be the whole thing going on there. And thank you for the hydrate, Marcy. I appreciate that. I gotta get some more water too at some point. There we go. A little water never hurt nobody. And let's see. So yeah. So L follows Light over to college, spots Light with the one girl there, and this just totally throws Light off balance because he was not expecting to see L at campus right there, just sitting there on a bench nearby.
No, but he kind of set himself up for this. He just said literally the episode before being like, "Oh yeah, but like campus have been so boring without you. Like, I just wanna be your
Exactly.
friend. Like, let's play some more badminton." And
Yup.
when he's actually there, he's like, "Fuck, fuck, fuck, fuck."
Yup. Exactly. And he just sees him right there, sitting like a wide-eyed tree frog on the bench. He's like, no, get away from me, get away, go, go, go. And it's true what Bliss says. The odds of being killed that quickly after being made suspect number one does not look good. Exactly. That's totally true there, Bliss. Well spoken there. So that's the whole thing going on over there. He's got to usher his pretend girlfriend off there, and to further compound things, that's when Misa shows up again at the most inopportune time. And
Like, I just wanted to scream at her, like, "What are you doing?"
Exactly. And
Well,
then
of course, she doesn't know that that's Al, of course, but
Uh-huh.
like, what are you doing? You just got told last night that you should not be seen together in public.
Precisely, and there she is at campus, in full view of all the students there, and worst of all, in front of Elle, who's suspecting you of all the stuff going on to begin with. And then,
You just talked about like, oh, so your girlfriend is that other girl, right? And, like, she's one of the smartest girls in the entire university. Like, of course she's gonna be a good match for you. And then just Misha just barges in like, oh yeah, have you seen Light? He's actually my boyfriend. It's like,
Yup, exactly. And Marcy says, I guess you could say they really took the L. Yes, indeed. Well spoken, Marcy. Well spoken. Oh my goodness me. So, and then it seems like Light's already found out. He's like, oh fuck, what do I do now? It's like, it's kind of like it's like being pulled over after having a drink too many at the bar at one of those roadside tests for a breathalyzer or whatever, and he's going like, oh fuck, I'm fucked.
right?
It's like wind down your window, please, sir. No, I'm fucked. One long breath into the bag, please, sir. No, I'm fucked. And then
And then he has this realization of being like, wait, hold up, wait a fucking minute. Misa
Yeah.
got the Shinigami eyes. She can see Elle's
Yeah.
real name. Oh my god. This is my
Exactly. And then, of course, Elle reveals he's a big fan of hers right then and there.
That was so funny when he was like, "Oh my god, I've seen you in the latest August issue. I've been
Yep.
around for you." Before."
And he's this really this goofy looking smile on his face the whole time. He's just like, I'm really a big fan of yours. I can't believe it's actually you. And then, of course, the whole campus starts crowding around her right then and there.
I mean,
And
yeah,
then,
everyone realizes it's Misa Misa. Oh my god, it's the model. She's so pretty.
Yep. See, Misa Misa in the flesh, people. And let's see, and like you said, though, let's see, Light realizes she can see what L's real name is there, gets the Shinigami eyes, and the metal chest was on point. Exactly, yes it was, Bliss. Yes, thank you so much for saying so. That's so true. It absolutely was. That was some of the best high-speed mental chess I've ever seen in my life over there. And at that point, Misa feels somebody grabbing her butt or whatever, and then Elle goes like, "What scandalous behavior? I'll find somebody out here real quick." She suspects nothing in the meantime. Let's see. However, that was the real gambit was that as soon as Light walks away there, he's like, "Goodbye, Elle. I'll finally take you out for good." Pulls out his phone there, pushes the call button, and then the next thing you know, the phone's ringing, and it's for and you see Elle in the background there holding up Misa's cell phone with his big happy smile on his face.
Being like, "Hello, who's this?"
It's like, "Hello there," and he's like, "Fuck." And at that point, he knows he's done for. At that point, calls the reserve number.
Well, Light just realizes he's done goofed. He done fucked up.
Yup. He pushes the other call button there, and I'm pretty sure that it goes to somebody else's phone. He picks that up again too.
And then just a second later, we're like, "Wait, hold up, that's actually my phone."
It's like yo, Elle is a very silly little guy. Exactly.
That's why we love L. He's just a silly little guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness me. Let's see, joke's on you, though. I'm actually sitting in my chair like Elle right now, so there we go. Let's see, and yeah, Misa didn't have the same mental capacity as Elle or Light, so making her see that the crowd was no issue ever at this point, so yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, good point, Bliss, good point. Let's see, and furthermore, as they're walking away, he's going like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we arrested Misa on suspicions of being the second Kira." Because when they were investigating earlier, they found hairs and fibers on the videotapes that matched hers, as well as the wig that they found.
But then it's just like Light going in, fuck.
Yep, exactly. Oh god, no, not this again. How's it all falling apart so quickly? It's like this is what happens when an idiot gets involved in your schemes.
Right.
And then the next thing you know, let's see, they make the smart play of, blindfolding her, getting her into the thing, and then, hey, let's see, she's bound in restraints and blindfolded, so she can't use her Shinigami eyes, because they know she can kill with a glance at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Marcy says, "I probably have been an isekai anime if I ended up sitting on my gaming chair like that." That's a fair point, Marcy. Let's see, Saki Lucky, hello there, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the podcast. How you doing today? Hope you're having a good Sunday so far. Happy time zone wherever you are in the world. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Welcome. And let's see, and under the interrogation of what's going on with all this stuff there, Misa basically begs Ren to kill her at that point, but it seems like on the camera, she's begging to be killed at that point in time. Also, Dangerous Bliss, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm finding you, and so far so good. Doing all right. Just hanging out with my buds over here and just enjoying a good podcast over here. Talking about Death Note, enjoying stuff in general. Thanks for putting on the show, brother. No problem, Bliss. Thank you very much. And what's really eerie, too, is that on the footage, they witness something brushing Misa's hair, even though it's just Rem brushing her hair. I think at that point, and
Yeah, she's catching one tear that she's falling from Misa's eyes.
and then Rem reveals both to Misa and to Light that she can forfeit ownership of the Death Note to save herself there, but she'll lose all memories of as a killer and of the Shinigami, and also the Shinigami eyes.
Yeah. So she will pretty much go back to before she ever know what the Death Note was about. But she will also lose all of those memories, and she will know nothing. And Rem is just kind of like, she knows this is the best solution for Light, and she knows that if she does this, Misa can be freed, hopefully, again, and she can just continue living her life.
Exactly, yeah. And see, on the downside, though, she knew who L was, but it kind of keeps the mystery going at this point in time. So now he can't do his thing to get rid of L in the meantime. But now at least Misa's going to be safe. So at this point, Rem is basically saying, "Get her out of prison, or I will kill you."
Yeah, pretty much. I just love Rem with how she continues to threaten Light, being like, "You fucking stupid son of a bitch, just get her out."
Precisely.
And also, Saki, we're on episode 18.
Exactly. Yeah, we're up to episode 18 in Death Note. That's right. Yeah, we're just talking about our reactions to the series so far through the series, and I think I think our coverage has gone to episode 16 at this point now. So we're getting into the part where Light relinquishes control of Rem's Death Note, which can't be easy, I don't think, too, considering all that's happened so far. And
no.
Because Ryuk's awesome. I always enjoyed watching his antics too, especially with the apples and whatnot.
I mean, it's always like, as soon as Ryuk is on the screen, your life gets a little bit better, but like, when he's not there and he just like vanishes, it's like, no, come back.
I know, right? Exactly. You can't. It's like, we need the goofy-looking Shinigami in our lives now.
Right?
And let's see. So now that the Death Note's gone from Misa's life, she still retains her memories of wanting Light to be her boyfriend and whatnot. So that's when Light goes back to the hotel room and has a whole contingency plan to get rid of the Death Note with Ryuk as well. And the next time he says get rid of it, he says get rid of the Death Note permanently. We're not doing this stuff anymore. And so that's when Light goes back to the hotel room and confesses to being Kira to L and to his father. And his father's just in a full-bore panic at this point in time. He's just like, "What are you saying? Don't say stuff like that. You can't be Kira." He's like, "I am." And then, but at the same time, he pretends to not have memories of what's going on, making it seem like Kira is some sort of separate entity and not just him.
Yeah, that's true. And it's also really smart how he did that, actually, because like he knows full well he's in full control, but like he just want to mess with L a little bit. And I mean, I just gotta salute his father as well, because like, so Like is taken into custody for being under suspicion of being Kira, and like Elle just knows like this is probably correct. He's probably Kira. It must it all makes sense.
Exactly.
And like Chief Yagami just goes into the full like, okay, but then I will go to prison as well, because ain't no way that my son is actually Kira, and I will prove that to you, and I'm not getting out of this cell if it's not together with my son.
Precisely. And that's some dedication on his dad's part right over there. And considering all that Light's put his father through right there, that's fucking what's the word there? It's just absolutely noble of his father to do that for him, considering he's responsible for all his father's stress there, for tearing his own family apart, for almost giving his dad a heart attack in the first place without even having to use a death note to begin with.
I mean, yeah, and it's just like the trust that he have in him is also very, like, it's noble in itself, because like, like if L says that it's correct, it like he have solved so many cases and he's always been correct, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I get it that you don't want your son to be the mass murderer and a monster, but
Yeah,
he is.
exactly. It's like you got him right there in the cage. And, let's see, and as Light sits in prison, the killings stop, and he's more certain than ever that Light is the killer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a week or so in confinement, and then, it just keeps on going there, and it seems like, Light's goose is cooked at this point in time. So, and a week's already gone by, and that's when Light says, "As for my pride, I'll have to get rid of it." And right then and there, Ryuk goes right there and gets rid of the Death Note. That's the code word right there. And then, at that point in time, I'm assuming his memories of having the Death Note fade, unless this is a play on his part too. Because at this point, I can't really tell what's going on with him. I can't tell if he's faking it or if Ryuk actually hid the Death Note someplace else.
I mean, it's airy though with like how he behaves,
Mm-hmm.
because like like we have been known that Light is a very good actor, but to that degree,
Mm-hmm.
like it's hard to say if it's actually a play or if he's actually forgotten everything about Ryuk and the Death Note and whatnot.
Precisely. So, I can't say for sure what's happening at this point in time. Only time's going to tell there. But furthermore, this is where the stuff gets even crazier. Because with the Death Note gone now, several days later, 2 weeks where the criminals suddenly die like that. And you're thinking to yourself, this has to be a time-release trap by Light. And this puts Ella in absolute loss on what to think right now, because it's either something's going on there or Kira's still elsewhere, and Ella does not want to admit defeat at this point because he knows that it's Light.
Yeah, deep down in his gut, he's like, but
Mm-hmm.
it's actually Light. What's going on? What's happening?
Mm-hmm.
Why are criminals dying again?
Precisely.
Am I wrong for the first time in my life?
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, though. He's not wrong. He's definitely not wrong, though. But at the same time, though, thank you for the hydrate, Marcy. I appreciate that very much. It's, we get to the next episode, we discover that, that Rem was behind the killings and the 2 weeks were the criminals over there. So somebody else got Rem's Death Note and is using it in a similar way that Kira would be using it for.
Yeah. And she's just telling him that, yeah, if you can do all of this killing, then you can do other killings as well for your own benefit.
Mm-hmm. And it's already revealed that there's somebody in the shadows doing this now. We still don't know who it is yet, but something's definitely going on, and this is the intrigue that's really building up right now. So, back in prison, though, it's been 50 days in confinement, and everyone's at their absolute breaking point. And the officers are wondering if Light still would be able to kill, considering all the killings were happening, and they still haven't told Light about what was going on there. They basically told his father that the killings are still going on, but they didn't tell Light that they hadn't stopped.
Yeah.
They basically withheld information to make it seem like there was something going on there.
And that's also really smart from L's side once again, because he just wants a confession out of Light, being like, yeah, I'm actually Kira. But he's just very confused as well, being like, I don't know what's going on. And that actually scares me a little bit, because I thought I actually solved this.
Precisely, and he has. He totally has. If only for one of that nail right then and there, if only for one of that one sliver of doubt in his mind. Then he would have had him done right there. And so a few days later, they get Misa and Light out of prison there, take him out to what they claim is an execution site, and Light's father's the one that's going to do it. And you're just imagining, like, what the hell is even going on right now? What's happening? Because they're taking you off to some undisclosed location to have them both executed for...
Yeah, that scene was so intense too. Like, it's very believable with
Yeah.
how the father acted and being like, I will kill you, and then I will kill myself, but I have no reason to kill Misa, so they will just take her to the actual execution site, but I will kill you.
Precisely, and furthermore, he goes into the whole thing saying Elle came to the conclusion that they were both Kira and the second Kira, and then he took them to another location to kill them both, and then himself. And then all the while, he's still proclaiming his innocence, that he must have forgotten the whole thing. And you hear a gunshot right there. He fires point blank at Light's head. And that's when it reveals it was a blank the entire time.
Yeah.
And there was a camera in the car revealing the whole situation to Elle. And Elle reasons that that Kira would have killed anyone, even his own family, if he was in trouble like that, but he still proclaimed his innocence the whole time. And it was also an act to see if Miso could still kill at a glance. And she would have been able to kill Chief Yagami before he even fired the shot.
And that's very smart, because she is able to do that. And if Light's life would have been in danger, even if it would be his father, she would kill him, no doubt.
Yeah, exactly. And the next part is that Elle and Light now join forces together. Now that Light's basically cleared the Death Note, supposedly. And he says, I will help you out 24/7 on this case, no matter what it takes. And then that's when it comes in there. They're basically handcuffed together at this point.
That's so funny when he just brings out the handcuffs and being like, okay, we're doing this. You and I are going to be together 24/7. You said that yourself, so let's go.
Yep. And he's like, how and why? What are we going to do at this point? It's like, how are we going to go on dates? It's like, I'll be there too. Just pretend I'm not there at this point.
And that's so funny, because Misa just goes bonkers. She's just like, but I just can't do that. You just can't ignore that you're just there. Are you going to be there if we're going to kiss or something? And she's like, yeah.
It's like, yep, pretty much. It's like, I can't say it's going to be fun, but I got to do this. And, let's see, but yeah, let's see. Furthermore, though, Elle does have irrefutable proof that Misa was the second Kira to begin with. So he's got to keep her under surveillance the whole time. And that's when this massive new spacious accommodations come into play with this new headquarters building for themselves. And, let's see. So Elle has, like, keep an eye on her the whole time, and they keep acting like they're dating in order to get more information out of her. And,
yeah. It's also very interesting how Elle is like, okay, but, like, can you use Misa to, like, discover if she's actually the second Kira? And he's just straight up, like, no, I will never use anyone. That's against my honor. And it's like, really? Are you sure about that?
Exactly.
And then he's just kind of disappointed.
Furthermore, it's like, on a personal note, even if he doesn't recall what happened with the Death Note before, assuming he isn't faking it, that is still kind of hypocritical on Light's part, considering he was willing to use Misa for his own gains anyway.
Yeah, and he did not even hesitate. Like, even if he does not have the memories of the Death Note, he should still remember, like the feeling of, like, being able to get together, like, with that girl at campus, even if it was not Misa. Like, you're not that kind of dude.
Yep. Exactly. You are somebody who will use women or anybody for your own ends, no matter what happens. So don't even try to fucking deny that. Like, you're a goddamn liar.
And that's just why it feels so eerie, being like, having Light being like this goody two shoes and having all of this, like, perfect personality. And it's like, you're just creeping me out at this point.
Exactly. There's no way that he could have forgotten all that quickly. I'm pretty sure he has the Death Note hidden somewhere. He just has to. I'm betting dollars and donuts that he's got it hidden somewhere around someplace else. And
they did bury it, so I'm just guessing that, like,
assuming Ryuk didn't destroy it or hand it off to somebody else.
And that just feels unlikely, because, like, Ryuk, in a sense, just kind of likes hanging around Light to see what the shit goes down, but at the same time, he's not his ally like Rem is to Misa.
Exactly. He's more of a hanger-on than anything else. And then this is where things get really interesting right now, because as the episode comes to a close, they're seeing this mysterious organization, the Yotsuba Corporation, where it seems that Kira or somebody posing as him has hired them out to, let's see, using Rem's Death Note. And they work to kill somebody each week to further their own goals. And they're seeing that stockbrokers are dying at this point too, and they basically major rivals of the Yotsuba Corporation are dying now. And this harkens back to a point I mentioned on the last podcast too, where what happens if a major corporation or government power or NGO gets hold of the Death Note and starts using it for their own ends? Like, what's to stop them from using it to do all kinds of nefarious activities from behind the scenes? You effectively have your own portable Black Ops organization right at your fingertips.
I mean, apparently nothing, because that's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they just start killing, like, the rivals of what they are causing them to lose profit, so their stock just increases like crazy, and then they're just like, oh, like, we're doing this so good because we're also killing like normal criminals like the supposed quote-unquote Kira would do, so we should still be in the clear, right?
Precisely. So, and this is where things have just gotten absolutely crazy, though, because when you get right down to it, though, in some ways Light is Kira, but in some ways he kind of isn't, because Kira was an appellation that was given to him by the public to begin with, and he kind of took that on for himself. And now that he's working with Elle and the others as part of the investigation force, Kira has taken on a life of its own now. So
it definitely has, because Kira has just become something so much bigger than Light actually planned.
Exactly, and that's the crazy thing about it, because who's the true monster, though? Let's see, Kira as Light Yagami, or Kira as the concept of this faceless, formless killer that's going around there doing this thing. And
it could be both, because, like, as we know, like, Light has always had this. They just haven't had the means to do what he's able to do with a Death Note.
Yeah, exactly.
But like it's just crazy how it's just gone out of proportions to become this thing of being just faceless killing in the name of Kira. And you just can just do it if you are Kira in name or not.
And furthermore, though, what's going to happen from here on out, though, is like going to actually take up arms and stop this genie that he let out of the bottle at this point, because if this goes unchecked, it's going to hurt even more people. It may even hurt the people that he actually cares about, like his own family and friends.
I mean, let's say that, like, because according to Light's, like, own morals and perspective, right? Like, he's supposed to only kill criminals, and, like, this organization itself is killing high-profile politicians and other important people in the organizations. So
Right.
that wasn't really his goal to begin with, if they were not a threat to himself. So even if he would have all the memories and still is just doing this as an act, it would still be against his own morals that he started with Kira. So I feel like he would have a good goal to work together with Elle to just catch them and just kind of get everything back on track, if that was what he was supposed to do from the beginning.
Precisely, and furthermore, if he does that, is he going to come to the realization that the world can be made better by just simply not becoming some omnipotent god of death or whatever? Just letting things work themselves out.
I feel like he has way too much of an ego to realize that, though.
True, that's totally true. But wouldn't it be nice if he actually would start realizing that? Still, you can dream, though.
Yeah, we can dream. I just feel like it won't happen.
And yeah, exactly. Furthermore, it's like, I don't know. It's just, it can't be easy for them at this point in time. And speaking of things not being easy, though, life is not easy for between Elle and Light to begin with, considering they're handcuffed 24/7. And I can only imagine what that's got to be like where they're like tethered together by maybe roughly a few feet of chain at this point. Like, imagine going to the bathroom, or trying to get a shower in, or do anything else to begin with this goggle-eyed guy staring right next to you.
Especially when it's someone like Al who's just watching your
Yep.
every move.
Exactly, just sitting there like a frog on a toadstool, and just like, yep, I can see you. You're doing your thing. It's like even then, especially then.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
and
like
it's just interesting to see them like actually go like quote unquote on a date with Misa when Misa is like, yeah,
Yep.
let's go on a date, and he's just like, do I have to?
Yep, and he's just sitting there in the room just eating all the cake and drinking all the coffee and sugar. And
Like, are you gonna eat that? And Misa is just like, no, I'm on a diet. Like, it's not good to eat that much cake. And he's like, okay.
it's
I'll
like,
take your
it's like
cake
fine,
then."
exactly. I'll have yours then. Give it to me right here. And furthermore, yeah, L's still on track with his case. He believing that when Light was confined, he was Kira right there. However, thanks to the misdirection on Light's part there, he does believe the powers of death can spread from person to person, and in a way he's not wrong there either, considering that's the Death Note's entire function. It goes from person to person depending on who finds it first.
Yeah, exactly. Who's in the possession of it gains its powers. So, like, that theory is not wrong at all. It's just kind of unfortunate that it does not have the entire picture of that it actually needs to be in someone's possession, and there is a Death Note specifically.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and furthermore, and this is where it gets really funny at this point in time, because Ella begins to lose motivation for the case, saying that he would, and gets some quote-unquote motivation after a sharp punch to the face from Light, and gets set sailing across the room. And then, of course, let's see, and that's when Elle responds in kind with a sharp kick to Light's face, and they start beating the shit out of each other in Misa's room right over there.
Like, this entire sequence is so good because
Yep.
it's so iconic with like Ellie just going like an eye for an eye, and I'm gonna beat the fucking shit out of you. And just
Yep.
kicks him in the jaw.
Exactly. And furthermore, it's made even funnier considering they're tethered together, so as he goes flying backward, it drags the other person along with them onto the floor.
So they just fall over the couch and be like, oh, that hurts.
And the whole place is just in shambles at this point. And then, and they're saying the case is more than just saying that Light's Kira and that Misa's the second Kira, even though it's basically what it is at this point.
I mean, yeah, that's basically what it is.
Mm-hmm. And Elle just flat out says, I wanted you to be Kira. Just right, just
find
says
it
right
so
then
funny
and
when
there.
It's just like, you need to be Kira. I don't have my motivation right now. And it's
Yep.
like, Al, okay, calm down.
And gets another punch in the face because of that. And they still continue beating the shit out of each other right there in the room. Let's see. Marcy asks, have you ever seen Reincarnated as a Slime? I haven't seen that one, but I'll be sure to check it out at some point. And also, in the meantime, though, I don't have enough slime! Anyways,
I know Reincarnated as a Slime was really good, actually, but I haven't seen it myself, but I just know, like, people are talking about it and they think it's really good, so that's definitely one of the isekais I need to check out as well.
for sure. We'll put that on the list for sure at this point. Let's see. So, at this point in time, 2 months have passed. And they're investigating the deaths of the three prominent businessmen that were killed. They all died of heart attacks. And like you mentioned before, this is when the Yotsuba Corporation stocks rose while the other ones plummeted. So essentially, Yotsuba is showing their hand with the Death Note.
Yeah, and they're not being that slick about it, because, like, stocks and values and stuff like that, like, that's public information, and, like, do they not think that looks suspicious, especially when it's just going positive for Yotsuba and not for every other company, but no one on their side is getting killed?
Precisely, yeah. It's like, and they're just straight up saying, like, It's like we're getting away with this stuff scot-free right now, and there's no suspicion whatsoever, all the while discovering the intricacies of how the Death Note works. Like, one of the guys they were trying to go after, they were saying, why did he die of a heart attack then? So we intended for him to die at his residence by an accident on the front steps, but he was in Italy with another woman at the time, so he died of a heart attack instead, so it couldn't quite follow impossible commands.
Yeah, and I just like the whole idea of just people figuring out how the Death Note works, but like Rem is just looking at them like, you're fucking disgusting.
Exactly. In stark contrast to what Ryuk said at the beginning of the series about how human beings are interesting creatures, and Rem's in the company of the most despicable people imaginable right now.
Yeah.
Let's see. So yeah, and and furthermore, there are about roughly 13 of these deaths in the last 3 months or so, dying of heart attacks or suspicious circumstances. And Light's finding the patterns in the whole thing now too, and Light's deducing that this new Kira is killing criminals as a front and is doing killings for Yotsuba's benefit. So he's already onto them right now.
Yeah, for sure. Like he's already solved it, and like it's just kind of cute how he just asks L, being like, "Have you gotten your motivation back now?"
Exactly. Exactly. But the question is though, let's see, what is the Yotsuba Corporation? What's their motivation in all this? Are they just doing this for money, for power, just trying to get their own stuff taken care of? What's their motivation apart from just, making a whole lot of money or doing their own thing?
I feel like it's just generally like the normal like power thing, because I mean, like, as they mentioned at the end of episode 18 as well, when the police force just gets information that the Kira supposedly are killing high profile politicians now, and not just random criminals, and the police force just decides to back off from the investigation as a whole.
Yeah, exactly. They've been bribing politicians, and they're basically telling the police to go away, otherwise they'll start killing them too. And they're threatening to fire all active investigation teams unless they if they pursue Kira with L. So the implications of this are pretty clear right now, because if they continue to pursue Kira, their families are going to be in danger too. Not just from, the Death Note and whatnot as well. They're going to be in danger of, losing their livelihoods. And and that's when the whole thing with and L's trying to test Matsuda's loyalty and other stuff too. And then that's when Watari mentions that L had set up a whole pension fund for all of them to keep themselves safe. And L's like, I wish I didn't mention that to them right now.
Yeah, I mean, like that's just like sweet from L's side, being like, but like Watari is being like, but L, like, why aren't you telling them this? Like, it doesn't matter if they lose their job or not. Like, they will be secure. And L is just like, shut the fuck up, Watari. That was not the point.
Exactly. He's just trying to make sure that they're loyal to the cause, and not doing it solely for monetary gain. Because if they can be, bought off by money there, that means they can be corrupted by the other side too. Like they'll use money to get them as well from Yotsuda.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just kind of the whole point of just money is a big part of the entire thing. And I just feel kind of bad for Aizawa, the guy with the afro, being like,
yeah,
he just have a small kid, and like he just doesn't want to lose his job, but at the same time he do want to catch Kira, and he just doesn't want to give up on the investigation, but he wholeheartedly doesn't even trust L, so it's very difficult for him.
Precisely. Yeah, he's tired of all the tests, of all the constant oaths of loyalty and everything else too, and I don't blame him in that regard either. I'd be sick of it as well. But then again, considering you're going against somebody who has the power of death at their command, you want to make sure that the people are on your side and not working for that person either.
Yeah.
So
you need to be super careful.
It's a necessary state of mind. Exactly. You want to be sure you're not having people in your own employ, screw you over. You can't have that happen.
And it's just kind of sad how it's just like when Aizawa walks out, being like, okay, but I'm just gonna stay with the police then, and Matsuda and Chief are trying to be like, Aizawa, you don't have to though, and it's just like, but I'm going to stick with the police, because I was leaning to that before we knew that our livelihoods were secure anyways, so what's the point of me staying? And
precisely,
I don't even like L, and L just being like, but I like guys like you though, and it's just like, fuck off.
Yep, it's like, stop trying to guilt trip me, I'm out of here. And again, I can understand that too, because it's like it's got to be hard on your psyche as well, trying to make sure that you're just not losing your head. You're away from your family for a long time, and there's somebody you don't trust and don't really, who you're pretty sure is just either messing with your head or doing this, that, and the other, with no real conclusion so far. So you wouldn't want to trust somebody like that either, I'm sure, if you were in that guy's shoes. And
I
then,
mean, yeah, that's fair.
and the sad part of it all is too, he finally gets back home to see his family again there at the playground, and he mentions he's on vacation for a long time. So the tragedy is he went back to the police force, but he probably got laid off anyway because of his association with Elle.
I mean, yeah, that's probably what I'm guessing. And then he just breaks down crying, and his daughter is like, "Why are you crying, Dad?"
Yeah, exactly, because that's probably what happened, because he got laid off anyway.
Yeah.
So he should have stuck around.
I mean, I just hope that he somehow can come back because, like, they kind of need more people to work on the case, anyways.
Exactly. And speaking of some new people as well, these two new Palookas show up on the scene there, Iber and Wadey, a con man and a thief. And I'm not quite sure what
Oh
role they're
yeah.
going to play in the story right now. I haven't gone farther ahead apart from this episode, but that's I don't know what they're going to do. They look interesting to say the least, though. But it does also
She's on vacation and lost in the.
it does also kind of tie into Light's aversion to working with criminals and whatnot as well, despite himself, being a criminal in the first place.
Mm.
Like
I mean, I just wonder how it's gonna play out because, like, working with criminals, like, especially with the woman Ruby, when she was just able to break into, like, their headquarters without anyone noticing and being like, "Yeah, I just wanted to test her skills just to see if she could do it," and we didn't even notice. And it's like, are we
precisely.
sure that's a good thing?
Yeah, because you don't know if these people are also either going to be spies either. That's the other thing with the whole test of loyalty. So I can imagine they're going to be either kept on a short leash or something else is going to happen, because you don't know if Yotsuba's looking out for them either. You don't know if they're agents for these guys as well.
Yeah, for
So-
sure. And like,
Let's see, and what else
I
is
don't
happening there?
really know what's gonna happen, but like, it's just been crazy with all of the things that have happened. Like, I just feel like in general, the whole thing of like getting rid of your Death Note to lose all of your memories and just having everyone be at a loss is just such a good plot point, and it's just so well done. But it's also a little bit frustrating with everyone having quote unquote amnesia if they do have amnesia.
Yep. Yeah, exactly, because it's like it kind of loses the whole point of like being this merciless death god being who wants to rule the world and make everybody do things his way while getting rid of criminals, and now suddenly he's on the side of the law, which I think I touched on that on the previous podcast too, when we were discussing like how things could have gone in one way or another. Like, what if
Yeah.
he'd never taken the Death Note? He could have worked with Lei on a different case. And now we're at this point anyway in the mainstream series. So it's, on the one hand, it's kind of cool seeing that, but it also kind of betrays Light's overall character, I think. We've seen him as this merciless killer, and I'm not sure what to make of it now at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see in the side of like what would actually have happened if he never got the Death Note, but at the same time, it just doesn't feel real because he's
Precisely.
already showcased his psychotic side.
Yes, exactly. Let's see. Furthermore, this is when Mr. Yagami, or Chief Yagami rather, notices that the deaths of the Yotsuba's rivals are happening on weekends.
Oh yeah, that's
Noticing a
true.
pattern too, and kind of like what happened with what's his name with Light earlier in the series too, with the killing taking place on apart from school days. So we're seeing a bit of deja vu happening over here.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just like I just don't feel like that's anything that the new Kira is taking into account. That the investigation team have already been through all of this, and that's why you're gonna be caught much faster because you're being slacky.
Exactly. I don't know what's going to happen from here at this point, so we'll see where it goes. But this has been a ride and a half so far, though, and I'm really enjoying seeing what happens with all this. I don't know where it's going to go from here, but I can only expect good things from this point going forward, though. I cannot wait to see where this whole series turns out.
Like as I've told you, like Death Note is not famous for stopping down. Like it just keeps going and becoming crazier
Yeah.
and crazier.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's just, it's like being on a bullet train out of control, and yet it still isn't jumping the tracks quite yet. And that's
Yeah, it's like controlled madness, and it's so good.
exactly, that's the best part about it all. It's like not once so far has it jumped the shark or been in any sort of way implausible or whatever. It's like it keeps you thinking back to old plot points, keeps you guessing on the new plot points, and you never know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, exactly. And I just love how unpredictable Death Note is in that regard because you truly never know what's gonna happen. Like if we're discussing like our theories of what's gonna happen like from last week's podcast,
Yeah.
we would never have guessed that this would have happened.
Precisely.
In 6 episodes.
Precisely, and it's so wild, and I love it so much, and I just wishing I'd watched all this sooner because it's so damn good.
I mean, I usually, like I say, better late than never.
True, and I think now that I'm watching it from a much older perspective, like at a later age, I can more things are starting to catch up with me now. I'm analyzing things a lot faster than I would have when I was younger. Because I'll confess, when I was younger, I didn't quite get a whole lot of plot points in my high school age, but now I'm picking up on things a whole lot faster now. So it's much easier to figure out where things are going, to get into characters' heads, reading people more effectively, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
And it's been
the same thing for me too. When I was watching Death Note for the first time when I was like 14,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it was just really cool because all of the twists and turns and everything was just epic. But at the same time, watching it now when I'm older, it's
Mm-hmm.
also like, okay, but like this is really cool. Death Note have some really deep questions and philosophy and all
Exactly.
of these things.
Exactly, yes, and that's what makes it so good. And man, oh man, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen with this whole thing next week. And I gotta get some more water real quick. Be right back. Give me 1 second.
No
Hold on a
worries.
second, because Marcia gave me a hydrate command over here, and I gotta rehydrate. So give me 2 seconds. Hold on a minute. Be right back.
I did the same thing, Liz, when I was reading people. Like, I've always been an observer when it comes to people in general, but I've always become better at it when I was getting older as well, and just like watching Death Note, because Death Note was one of my first anime I ever watched, getting into the medium. So for me, like everything was just so exciting and like new and everything like this. So like for me, it was just amazing and much harder to keep up with plot points and philosophies and stuff. But yeah, I totally agree. I've always been an observer.
And I'm back. Sorry for the wait there. What did I miss
Alright.
What did I miss so far?
Oh, I was just answering Liz's comment, being like, she was like, I've always started reading people when I was 6, and I was like, yeah, I've always been an observer as well, but like when it comes to Death Note in general, like because it was one of my first anime I ever watched, it was just very amazing and hard to keep up with, like with reading people. Like we can read them now, but everything back then was just so amazing because everything was just so new.
Yeah, exactly. And even I'm not the best at reading people. Sometimes it really helps me to it's like yeah, I can see this coming from a mile away now. Like I can definitely see what's happening. It's like even the most unobservant what's it called? Most unobservant blob would be able to figure out half the stuff at this point after watching the series. It's like, okay, I'm seeing this thing in this person now. I'm watching this person's behavior and motivation. And yeah, like Liz says, profiling people based on their behaviors, exactly. or the different things they do, the different activities they have, etc., and so on. It's like you can learn a lot about people with other stuff too. So it's pretty crazy now thinking about all of it. But
Yeah,
I'm just
for sure. You can know so much based on behavior and like social language, like body language and everything. Like social cues is a lot of communication.
exactly. And let's see what's more though is that I'm just wondering what's going to happen with the let's see. Speaking of looking at people though, one thing I can't predict is where the Otsuba Corporation is going to go from here in Death Note. Like, what are they going to try and do now? Where are they going to go? And do they stop at just Japan or control the country? Are they going to move into international politics? Are they going to try and ransom the world in some way? Do something to make a deal with a different entity for greater power?
I mean, these are all great questions, and it's just like it's just like either they get caught really fast or they just continue with their play that they're going at with killing politicians and wreaking havoc and even maybe taking it abroad. That would probably not be great, but
Exactly, yeah. And yeah, like I just don't know what's going to happen from here though, but I can't wait to see it though because I love corporate intrigue. I love corporate espionage, especially when it involves detectives going after major multinational organizations with some sort of supernatural powers or something like that, and then trying to figure out what their motivation is, where they're going to go. And like I love stuff like that. It's so good.
yeah,
It's
I
hard.
agree.
It's hard to go beyond that as far as expressing interest in that sort of behavior. But it's kind of like this one book I was reading a while back that my dad introduced me to. I forget what the exact title of the book was, but it was one of the Jack Reacher novels. Are you familiar with Jack Reacher at all, by any chance?
That's not a name that rings any bells, no?
They have a it was a couple movies with Tom Cruise as the main character, but he doesn't really fit the profile of the actual character himself because Tom Cruise isn't 6 feet tall. He's not really, like muscular and can't take somebody out with like one punch or whatever because Jack Reacher's like this this vagabond who used to be in the military, travels the country, never has any credit cards, doesn't have any like any clothes on his back, or just basically buys new clothes when he goes into town and does stuff, and goes into what's it called? He goes into towns there and finds some way of ferreting out trouble and gets himself into trouble because of it. But there was one thing in particular where he goes to this mining town in the Midwest in America and finds like people start disappearing. There's some sort of cult in town or whatever. And this one major mining company owns every asset in town or whatever. And he starts investigating further, gets into a whole bunch of barroom brawls, and discovers that there's like this whole big doomsday plot in town. They're basically trying to get multiple like international organizations at war with each other to bring out the end times or whatever. Because they're like hyper religious and believe that they're going to go to heaven when the world ends or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense.
That whole thing, and that kind of harkens back into what I think Light's trying to do as well as the other organizations with the Death Note as well. It's like if you want to try and make things better and be a for want of a better word, like try to ensure your entryway into heaven or whatever, just like don't go around killing people, don't go around committing all these crimes or whatever. Just be a good person, let life run its course. Because you're not there to be some sort of arbiter of life and death and whatever. You don't do that sort of thing. And I'm pretty sure
And again, when it comes to like heaven and hell, like I feel like
let's see. No worries. Go ahead. Sorry.
no worries. But I feel like in general, like I don't remember if it was like from episode 1 or something, but like Light said something like he would not go to heaven, so he realizes what he's doing is wrong, but he doesn't really care.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's one of the drawbacks as well too, because when you get people who know they don't deserve to go to heaven, that's the difference between those people like that and people who do all kinds of atrocious things and say that they're going to get into heaven. That's the real danger there, because people who know that they belong in hell are dangerous enough, but it's the ones who believe that they were sent by God that are even more dangerous, in my opinion.
Yeah, when they're
You know what I
so
mean?
delusional, where they're kind of like, I'm just doing the world a favor, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, you're crazy.
Mm-hmm. And that can really, because that really, because that can send all kinds of people on the wrong path. Like if it's just one
Yeah.
person, one or more people doing this sort of thing, like trying to do this thing and saying like, I know I'm not a good person, I'm not going to do this, but I'm doing it for the benefit of other people. That isn't going to get too many followers in that regard, and probably just as well, because people don't want to, get lumped in with somebody who's like going to hell or whatever. But if they believe the cause is righteous, then they're going to hop on board that sort of thing, because that's kind of the clincher with people who are truly devout like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to get involved with it if it means they're going to go to it's like, I'm going to heaven, we're going to do this sort of thing, and etc. and so on and so forth. It's a big, complicated, tangled web they're weaving right now. What can I say?
I mean, like, both like L and Light in this scenario is kind of like in a lot of shit because L is just at loss, but he's kind of maybe getting back his motivation now when they got the ultimate lead, and Light is just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but like this is much bigger than me.
Precisely. And it makes me wonder now, is let's see, assuming this isn't an act, it's like, has Light realized what's going on with this whole thing, or is he going to go right back to his old ways once he finds the Death Note again, if he finds it again? Like, where's it going to go? Is he going to wind up the same malicious killer that he was beforehand, or is he going to try and change? Like, I'm hedging my bets he's still going to go right back to his old ways again, because people like that, they don't change. They don't really go back to changing their ways before that sort of thing. Because
I mean, it's kind of like once you've tasted what it is like to be able to have all of that kind of power, and you reacted like that the first time, you will not go back to just doing what quote unquote the right thing. To be a good
Exactly.
person.
Exactly. Yes. Sorry, I wasn't trying to talk over you, I swear. But it's like, exactly. It's like, once you taste power, you're not going to let it go. Like they said in Star Wars, all who gain power are afraid to lose it.
That's true though.
It's like what Liz says, they drank the Kool-Aid, exactly. And I wonder, though, let's see, by the same token, though, has Light drank some of the Kool-Aid from working with the police force? Has he gained some sort of a sense of justice on top of that, too? Is he now realizing what's going to happen now? Is he seeing the implications of what this thing can do now that a major corporation has hold of a Death Note?
That's actually a really good question because it's also it's different from him just having the Death Note from himself and just a big corporation just having the Death Note in its hands. It's very different, and it's very different skills on what you're able to accomplish.
Precisely. It's just so chilling, too, to think about, considering it's like you got a council of 8 people there who are judging on who's going to live and who's going to die, and then they send the Death Note over to a... Or I think that's how it's working anyway. It's almost like Minority Report in a way. You ever see that movie?
It's also kind of strange because in that whole council meeting, they're also like, we're just guessing that one of us is Kira, right? And it's just like, because everything is going way too well for us, so that must be the case. But like, they don't even know.
Exactly, and it makes you wonder who the real Kira is in their organization, or if it's somebody even beyond that council. Like where's it gonna go from here? Who's taking charge? Is it them, or is it somebody else above them, or maybe somebody else from behind the scenes? Maybe some kind of benefactor for the organization. It's like too many questions, not enough answers right now.
Right.
And I'm looking.
Ended right on the right plot twist or like cliffhanger.
Exactly. It's got more twists and turns than a dreidel in a sandstorm right now.
Right. And I feel like also speaking of cliffhangers, I feel like
Yes.
we should watch until episode 25 for next week
Mm-hmm.
because episode 24 had one of the nastiest cliffhangers I guess resolved in episode 25.
That's a good point, though. I'll be sure to do that for our next outing for the stream. We'll definitely do that. And besides, though, I can't help but wanting to watch a lot more of it now that I've seen all that's been happening.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Power, though. Once you get a taste of Death Note, you don't want to stop watching it.
Right? Like you're just on the edge of your seat being like, I need more. I need more episodes.
Precisely. Precisely, yes. And it's hard to believe now that we're almost about maybe roughly halfway through the series now. It's like 37 episodes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 47 episodes.
It is figuratively and literally an odd number to end on at this point. when you get right down to it, though, because usually don't they have like even numbers for the endings as well, like 20 episodes or 26 or something like that. But this one's got 37. It's very unusual to have that be the way to end the series.
Yeah, it's very specific, but I actually do like that because like they just adapt the entire manga, and from what I know, I haven't read the manga, but I know that they just adapted everything and just they did a very good adaptation of the manga from what I know.
Mm-hmm. And I really can't wait to see where it goes from here, though. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be really good, and I can't wait for next week's discussion because so much shit happens.
Mm-hmm. And I just, it's gonna be so good. I can't wait. The excitement's already killing me at this point. I just had too much sugar for breakfast. I can't tell which.
Probably both.
But then again, I didn't even have sugar. I basically had 2 slices of cold pizza, as well as a bagel, and a protein shake. So I'm not quite sure what's happening. I'm not sure if it's the one there, but it's like, boy, it's gonna be good though either way. Like I know I'm saying that a lot, but it just absolutely is though. I cannot wait to see where it's gonna go, what the Otsuma Corporation's motivation is gonna be, and yeah, it's Let's see. You might have, I forgot to eat ADHD. Go brr. Be right back. No problem, Marcy. Go get something to eat, please. ADHD does go brr. It'd be like that sometimes. What can I say?
I mean, that's so true, though. I have so many friends who have ADHD, and it's just like, I need to remind them to eat every day, being like, eat. And they're like, oh, right. And 2 hours later, it's like, did you eat? And like, oh, no, I forgot. It's like, for fuck's sake, go eat.
Exactly. It's like when I'm either working on something or have a big project to work on during work hours, it's like, why do I feel so tired all of a sudden? It's like, and where do I go from here? It's a, have I eaten yet? No, I didn't. It's like, when's the last time you ate?
That's the culprit. I did not eat.
It's like, when's the last time you ate? It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. It's like, it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Go eat something. It's like, but I'm not hungry right now. It's like, eat! Okay, fine. But,
Yeah.
I don't know, though. Let's see, but at some point, though, in the future, though, we do have to check out that one other series, too, with, like, what was that slime series with Reincarnated as a Slime? We gotta check that out at some point. And,
yeah, Reincarnated as a Slime. Like, it's supposed to be really good. And I believe people because, like, a lot of my friends that have seen it, it's just like, yeah, it's really good. You should check it out. And it's like, either I watch a lot of isekai or I just let it be, and I just never got around to it.
Interesting. And by the same token, too, it's like, I'm just wondering if I'm going to be like, let's see, speaking of slime as well, too, I got to get that one game Slime Rancher for Steam and play that on stream at some point. You ever played Slime Rancher at all by any chance?
I haven't played it before, but I feel like I recognize it, but I haven't played it.
It's just a really adorable game where you just go around, like, picking up slimes into, like, a capture gun, and then put them into, like, a pen for them to play around and just do their thing with.
No, that's cute.
Because I know my friend showed it to me one time beforehand, and just going around, like capturing this adorable, like, it's like kitty slimes, or strawberry slimes, or honey slime, or what have you. But you gotta make sure that they're looked after, too, otherwise they turn into these horrible creatures called tars, and they start destroying everything in their path.
Oh god.
And it'll also give me an excuse to start doing that one bit from that Hugbees video where I just start going like, I don't have enough slime! I don't have enough slime! I don't have enough slime! And just keep on going like that for like hours on end.
Right. That would be so much fun.
It'll be good, though. But I'm putting that on the list, though, for sure, as far as, like, anime to watch is, like, being reincarnated as a slime monster. Although I do wonder, though, if you were reincarnated as a slime, would you have enough slime at that point?
I
Or-
feel like I would probably have enough slime as a slime, yes.
Or just start getting bigger and just keep on going around the world? I don't have enough slime! I don't have enough slime!
Need to conquer the entire world with obtaining a new slime.
Exactly. I think that particular bit, in case you're wondering, came from a video by Hugbees about like this this factory city in China or something like that, where like all the workers live at the factory or whatever. He did like a whole gag dub of the whole series, like a documentary, and for some reason he has the head of the kitchen staff referring to 9 a.m. as being slime time in the kitchen. And something starts sliding around, and it just has him going like, I don't have enough slime! I don't have enough slime! And it's just the most random thing I've ever seen in my life, but it's so funny.
It's always the most random things as well that is the most funny. Like, I don't make the rules.
I know, right? And then, of course, it's like, just even the descriptions of the food is like, it's like, today's entree served of chunky oil, beef slab, and gray pork stew. Add in some mystery greens and you got home cooking. Let's see. It's like, colored vegetables and corn pops are thrown in for extra flavors. Because that's what it looks like on the screen, at least.
Yeah.
And then it's like, we're hoping to include Western cuisine at some point in the kitchen, but currently I don't have enough slime!
That's funny.
Let's see, but as far as other anime going out there these days, what else are you hoping to review for our little get-togethers down the line after Death Note's finished?
Like, there's so much anime that we can do, though. Like, holy shit.
It's like the world's our oyster when it comes to anime at this point. There's like literally hundreds of thousands of series out there that we can take a look at.
I mean, yeah, because like there's so many series that are good, and there's so many series that I haven't watched yet that I should have seen, and it's new anime that's coming out as well. Like, there's so much anime to just watch and review and like talk about.
And then there's the and then there are the ones that are just like utterly atrocious according to some people, like Chargeman Ken.
I've never heard of that.
It's from what I've heard from various anime aficionados, it's supposed to be really bad. It's like it's from the 70s, and I'm not knocking it for that, by the way. It's just more like the sheer brutality on the part of the protagonist.
Yeah.
Like this 10-year-old kid disguising himself as a hero named Chargeman, and just like commits mass genocide on aliens for even threatening to invade the planet or something like that.
Oh damn.
And it just kills them indiscriminately, even if they're running away or even if they aren't attacking or just doing things peacefully. And he'll even kill like massive amounts of hostages too. Like this 10-year-old kid with like massive powers. It's supposed to be like absolutely horrendous.
I mean, I believe you on that, because what?
It's like furthermore, it's like they made about roughly 65 episodes of this stuff back in the day.
Of course they did. Oh my god. But I mean, back in the day, there was not a lot of anime like there is right now, so
True.
they could have made way more episodes for like even series that are bad.
Precisely. Let's see. One of these days we should do a review of one that's like absolutely horrendous and see what the reactions are like, and then you can yell at me on stream if all you want to afterwards.
Oh my god.
Have you checked the one I sent? Let's see. Have you seen the one I sent you? I don't think I have, Liz. Which one were you talking about, by the way? I'm sorry. Which one was that again? And we didn't need to cut you off there. I'm sorry, Nadja.
No, it's fine. I would just be yelling at everyone if you get me on a bad anime. I'm just like, why are you doing this to me? Why do you want to see me suffer?
Exactly. It's like we're all suffering together at this point. It's like that isn't the point. We're supposed to be watching good stuff over here. Why just send me this pile of crap over here?
Like, there's so much good anime in the world.
Gotcha. Let's see. No, I haven't seen Bastard, but that should be one to watch as well, I think.
I mean, I've heard of Bastard, and I know it's supposed to be like a really dark anime.
Yeah.
Like a dark fantasy, but I have also heard it's really good.
Let's see. I meant to give it a look at some point in the future. We'll see what happens though. But thanks for the reminder, Liz. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But there's just so much out there we can check out too. Let's see. There's also Azumanga Daioh, which is also fantastic.
Yeah, and like Azumanga Daioh is also one of those where like similar to Nishijo. I never got around to it, but I know it's good. I just haven't seen it.
Absolutely. I think Nichijo's the one that, let's see, actually Azumanga inspired Nichijo, I think. Because there are a lot of characters...
Totally makes sense, yeah.
Because there are a lot of characters that they're kind of like XPs of the others. Like, I think Yuko's an XP of Tomo. And, I think, Hakase is supposed to look like a Chio for the most part. With Nano being like Osaka. And of course, a talking cat is supposed to be the dad. It's like that, with Sakamoto being the, like, an XP for the talking yellow cat that appears in Sakaki's dreams. It's so goddamn good, though. I miss that series so much.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely one of the series we could review or like talk about on this podcast. Like, I would be down.
Sure, like whatever you want to do. But we'll focus on Death Note first, and then we'll see about Bastard. Same with Reincarnated as a Slime. Then Azumanga Daioh. We definitely got a list going over here, so there's no shortage of stuff to review. I can assure you on that front.
Like, we will probably never run out of anime to talk about, like...
And the next thing you know, you just see us, like, with older incarnations of our avatars here nearby. It's like...
Right.
It's like, hello there, kids! Let's see, Nadja and I are celebrating our 90th birthday so far, and we're reviewing the final anime on the list.
Right, but even then, like, we would not be able to watch everything because like they release so much new anime.
I know, right? At that point in time, we just be it's like we finally have it done. It's like, well, bad news for you. There's still 30,000 more that came out a few minutes ago, including one with a 300 episode opening debut. Like, son of a bitch. At that point, we both have gray beards somehow.
Right. And One Piece? Yeah, I'm actually caught up with One Piece, though, Liz.
Let's see, One Piece. I still have yet to watch that series, though. So I imagine I'll be on that for several months at a time, maybe even a few years at this rate.
Like, it's so long, but I feel like the story of One Piece is so worth it, even with Toei's shit pacing of the manga.
True. Well, we'll see where it goes, though. I still also have to watch Bleach.
Oh yeah, Bleach is also good.
And it's kind of funny, actually, though, because when I first saw Bleach coming out there on the scene, like, I was back in my my junior year of high school, and I saw that in an issue of Otaku magazine with, like, Bleach's debut. And I'm like, that looks pretty cool, actually. And I wish I'd stuck around to watch it. I don't know why I didn't, though, but it's one more thing to put on the list, I guess.
I mean, yeah, Bleach is actually really solid. Like, it was the first of the big three that I watched because my twin just kind of came to me and have you heard of Bleach? They're supposed to be part of the big three. Like, I've known Naruto and One Piece, haven't watched it though, but like, I don't know about Bleach. And then we just kind of started watching it, and I ended up binge watching it, and my twin just kind of ended up like watching it, but then putting it on hold, and they still haven't finished it.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully they can remedy that one day. We'll see what happens. Yes, because one of these days, I will sit down and watch the big three. I have to at this point. I owe it to everybody out there. I owe it to you to watch it now.
I mean, yeah, I'm getting through my way through Naruto, but like that's gonna be a ride.
Exactly, with all the filler episodes too and other stuff as well.
Yeah.
But it'll be well worth it in the end, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like they're all good series. That's why they're so long.
Exactly, yeah. Oh my goodness me, it has been quite a day so far with all of this.
Yeah.
Let's see, but yeah, for our next podcast, we'll be reviewing the next 7 episodes. 7, not 6. We're doing a bonus episode for sure because of the cliffhanger, as Nadja mentioned. So that'll be our primary focus for next episode of Oh Snap Anime Podcast. And in closing, anything you wanted to mention, Nadja, before we head off for the day?
I feel like we pretty much talked about everything that I was thinking about, so I don't have anything more to add, really. I've just enjoyed chatting with you guys, as I always do. Thank you for coming out.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you for coming on to the show today, as always, and thank you for being an amazing co-host. Couldn't do the show without you, Nadja. Thank you for everything that you do. And that goes for everybody out there as well. Thank you all for being an amazing audience. Couldn't do this show without any of you out here, and that goes for every last one of you out here. Thank you all to our new followers today. Thank you for everybody coming out this afternoon. Hope it's a beautiful day outside wherever you are, because it is raining like to high heaven outside right now, so I can't go anywhere this afternoon. So, hope you all are enjoying your day today, wherever you are. Let's see, no you, says Marcy. No you. No you. Listen. I'm telling you right now, it is thanks to all of you out there. You're the ones who are coming to the show out here, making this thing happen. We're just nudging it along. I wouldn't be anywhere without Nadja or any of you right now, and that's the honest to God truth. So, credit goes to every last one of you out there. I'm just the guy who put the show together as basically my contribution to the whole thing. But anyway, with that said, let's see who's on Twitch that we can bother right now. Who should we raid today? Who's gonna be who's somebody we can bother? Who's gonna be a good one out here? Ooh. It seems Finley Fish is playing some Command & Conquer Red Alert 2 right now. Let's see here. Which is something that I want to do on stream at some point too. I gotta ask him how he managed to pull that off though. Because Red Alert 2 is something I want to play at some point on the line, but I haven't figured out how to get it to work with OBS yet. So I'll have to ask him. So we'll be raiding Finley Fish today. Alright, Novakins, get in the clown car. We are going on a raid. A Command & Conquer raid today. With my good friend Finley Fish. And I'm curious to see how he handles this campaign. So this should be pretty good. D's nuts. We can raid D's nuts indeed. God damn it, Marcy. Anyways, thank you all so much for coming out today. And thank you once again, Nadja, for being my wonderful co-host this afternoon, and as always. And for all you guys do out there. And with that, we'll get this raid going over here. So until next time, Novakins, it is lights out. I will see you all next time. Catch you later.